Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, some quick sports and some nasty news. Y'all better stop this. I'm telling y'all gonna keep getting arrested, and they're gonna throw y'all away for a couple of years.
Another dildo.
Another dildo. Now, this is the second sex toy incident in the last 7 days. Now, someone threw a sex toy on the court.
No, it's been like 4.
But it's the second one in the last 7 days.
Oh, okay. The last couple of weeks has been like 4.
It's been 4, yeah. Someone threw a sex toy on the court and almost hit a player last night. This was during the Sparks and Fever game. Kelsey Plum kicked it off the court. It happened again Friday as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost hit Sophia Cunningham. How do we know that these dildos aren't falling out of some of these women's shorts, though?
How
do we know that?
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
First of all, they can't fall out the shorts because it's a strap. It's connected to a strap, so it's like a little harness. It can't fall out.
But they playing in the game, so the scrap and the harness aren't for basketball.
You wilding, yo.
Yes.
I thought you meant the audience, so you were wilding.
No, I'm just saying, how they just keep ending up on the court like this, man?
Yo,
What's going on, bro?
Throwing them. People are throwing them. They throwing the D, yo.
The same color, lime green, all the time.
That's wild. That's wild.
It's great marketing for the league, though.
Whoa,
the league.
Oh, people talking about it. I thought you meant for green dildos.
Shoot, man.
What?
Never mind. What's up, Morgan?
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say how we feeling on a hump day, but I can see how we feeling. Let's get into this front page. All right, so more on the situation regarding the redrawing of Texas congressional maps. So Texas Republicans again were blocked from moving forward with their congressional redistricting plan for the second day in a row. The House convened but failed to reach a quorum after more than 50 Democrats left the state and went to Illinois, New York, and Massachusetts to prevent Republicans from advancing redistricting maps. Now, the Texas House Speaker issued civil arrest warrants for the absent Democrats, but legal experts say they're probably not enforceable outside of state lines. The Republicans' plan is aimed at adding up to 5 GOP seats ahead of the 2026 midterms. Now, yesterday, President Trump said Republicans are entitled to the 5 seats in Texas. Let's take a listen to his comments.
And we have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats. We have a really good governor, and we have good people in Texas. But in Illinois, what's happened is terrible, what they're doing. And you notice they go to Illinois for safety, but that's all gerrymandered.
So Texas Democrats are ready to stay in Illinois for as long as it takes in their fight against GOP redistricting efforts. Texas Republicans, of course, are defending the redrawing of those congressional boundaries. Like State Representative Katrina Pearson, she says minorities in the state of Texas are starting to trend Republican, and she points to the border with Mexico, adding that Hispanics have increasingly been voting for Trump. The proposed map, she says, reflects that. Meanwhile, in Illinois, Governor J.B. Pritzker is considering the idea of a possible mid-decade congressional remap in Illinois. Speaking yesterday in Aura alongside Texas state representatives and DNC chairman Ken Martin, Pritzker says redrawing Illinois congressional districts isn't something he wants to do, but everything is on the table in the fight against the GOP's redistricting efforts in Texas. Let's take a listen to Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
If they're going to cheat, then all of us have to take a hard look at what the effect of that cheating is on democracy. And that means we've all got to stand up and do the right thing.
Democratic Texas lawmakers, of course, have been in Illinois since Sunday, talking about just, trying to prevent those redistricting efforts. Okay, so California has also entered the chat in this. The state Democratic leaders are preparing to support Governor Gavin Newsom's proposal for a special election in November to do the exact same thing that J.B. Pritzker is going to do. So Newsom says he's responding to President Trump urging Texas Republicans to redistrict their 2026 for 2026 to secure GOP control. Let's hear more from California Governor Gavin Newsom.
He's dialing for seats. Familiar because he dialed for votes in the last election. Here's someone who tried to break this country, try to light democracy on fire on January 6th. He recognizes he's going to lose in the midterms. That's what's at stake. And that's why we're putting a stake in the ground. We're not drawing lines to draw lines. We're holding the line on democracy, on the rule of law, co-equal branches of government, popular sovereignty. That's what this is about.
So in California, Newsom wants to allow lawmakers to temporarily regain the power to redraw congressional district maps. Of course, it was taken away in 2008 and given to an independent commission. Polling by Democratic leaders on Sunday indicates over half of those surveyed are in favor for the special election, while 41% oppose it, 7% are undecided. Of course, former California governor and Republican Arnold Schwarzenegger opposes the efforts and called gerrymandering evil. And for those who don't know, gerrymandering is defined as manipulating the boundaries of an electoral constituency to favor a party or a class. It's also important to note that states do redraw their maps about every 10 years based on census data, so that's why they say it's recommended that you do your census. Yep.
Yeah, New York said they're moving forward with redistricting too. I mean, if they said if Texas does it, then, if Texas knucks, then they gonna buck.
Yep. So that's your front page news for 6 a.m. Y'all can follow me on, we're not quite there yet. All right, y'all stick around for 7 a.m. More front page news. We'll get into an executive order that the president signed regarding the upcoming Olympics in L.A.
All right. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now, I just want to give some quick sports. The second sex toy incident in the last 7 days at a WNBA player. Someone threw a sex toy on the court. It almost hit a player as they were playing. Now, this was during the Sparks and Fever game. Kelsey Plum kicked it off the court. It happened again, and this is like, the fourth time?
Yeah, that's the fourth time that it's happened. We had a conversation about this on Brilliant Idiots, myself and Andrew Schultz. We had this like weeks ago, way before this even started happening. And we were saying that, when Andrew had the idea of maybe they should actually have signature strap-ons, right? Like for the people in the league who are part of that community. Like imagine like the strap-on that's the same color of the jerseys that they wear, things of that nature, right? Just for, different merchandise type things.
They can't sell it at the arena. Like what, they going to sell a jersey and a strap? Like you can't do that.
I mean, it don't got to be sold at the arena. It can be sold different places. It don't have to be at the arena. So I don't know. I don't know why somebody would be throwing lime green dildos on the court at WNBA games, but it is good marketing for the league.
Hello, Morgan.
But it is kind of crazy. What time? Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
You tell that story, but don't give us the score of the game. Who won the game? Who won the game between the Fever and Sparks last night? NBA, you just want the drama.
The dildo won last night. No, the Sparks won last night.
You see what I'm saying?
But we don't give the sports. We don't
Christ.
even give the sports to playoffs on NBA or WNBA. But I just thought it's crazy, and these people need to stop coming to the place with dildo, or figure out how to pat.
How are they getting? How they getting in with the dildo? That's what I'm saying.
Not metal.
I don't know.
And that's how I know it's a woman bringing this into the game. Because if a woman was bringing that into the game and they patting the woman down and they feel that, you ain't going to say nothing about it. If it was a guy, they'll be like, what is that?
Yo, why do you be acting like they be just wearing them? Yo, no, they don't wear them. They probably have them in their backpack.
They got to check the backpack.
Yeah, yo, ain't no woman coming in there strapped up like that. Like, no.
All right, guys. Enough of the dildo talk.
Oh, my gosh.
What's up, Morgan? I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm just sitting here imagining. Can you imagine?
Imagining what?
No, the Nike campaign behind it. It's like, just do it.
Yes.
Just
do it.
Yes. All right, y'all. Let me just get into this front page news. All right. Speaking of games, President Trump is signing an executive order creating a 2028 Olympics task force. It will run the Summer Olympic Games being held in L.A. The task force will handle some security, transportation, visa processing, in addition to other duties related to the event. Let's recap President Trump's remarks in part from the White House about the upcoming games. He spoke yesterday.
Today, I will sign an executive order establishing the White House task force on the 2028 Summer Olympics, mobilizing the entire federal government to ensure the games are safe, seamless, and historically successful. It's going to be amazing. America is a nation of champions, and in July 2028, we'll show the world what America does best, and that's win. We're winning like we have never won before.
This is BS, right? They do all these things for the Olympics, right? I heard they got a task force to make sure the wildfires don't disrupt the Olympics. But my whole thing is, you could have did this before just to care about people. But when the money coming in, they got to protect that money, which is crazy.
Hey, well, Trump went on to
No,
say
it's
that
not.
LA is a great venue, which is crazy because, like, to your point, he's been very critical of California. And he says that he's happy that he will be in office for the Olympics. Now, Casey Wasserman, the chair and president of the LA Olympics, released a statement thanking the president, the Trump administration, for its support. LA Mayor Karen Bass and California Governor Gavin Newsom have yet to comment on that task force. But to your point, Envy, Trump also says he's working to make sure the wildfires don't disrupt the 2028 Summer Games in LA. He said Governor Gavin Newsom has to allow more water to flow into California from the Pacific Northwest, and he called for the protection of the Delta smelt, which is a fish, to stop. Let's take a listen to President Trump's comments there.
I've been fighting with them for a long time about allowing the water to come down from the Pacific Northwest, essentially. They have a lot of water. They send it out into the Pacific Ocean in order to protect the smelt. It's a little tiny fish.
Of course, Trump again blamed efforts to protect the species for the devastating Los Angeles wildfires in January. Yeah. So, but we look forward to those games coming up 2028. It's going to be interesting to see, especially considering that the administration will be in charge, or the task force per se will be in charge of visa processing. So that should be an interesting feat there. Meanwhile, in other news, the Clintons are being subpoenaed in the congressional investigation into late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The House Oversight Committee issued subpoenas to 6 former attorneys general, 2 former FBI directors, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and former President Bill Clinton. The subpoena calls for the DOJ to provide Congress any Epstein files in its possession with victims' names redacted, as well as communications related to the case between former Biden administration officials and the department. It marks the first major move that comes as many congressional Republicans call for more transparency around the Epstein case. And
this is interesting. They're all meeting. I was watching CNN last night, and they're all meeting today at J.D. Vance's vice president residency, and they're having a conversation about how to handle the Epstein files. It's like J.D. Vance and I think the DOJ. I forgot who else they said is going to be at the meeting.
Interesting. But yeah, it does seem like there is some movement, and without, essentially Congress being involved in forcing the hand. And before I go, an interesting story out of Detroit. What up, though? An archaeological dig along Detroit's waterfront is underway as part of a huge interstate reconstruction project. Detroit historian Ken Coleman says the 375 was built in 1959 and eradicated Detroit's Black Bottom neighborhood. Now, Black Bottom was the center of Black life in Detroit through its first half of the 20th century and was the central hub during the Great Migration of African Americans from the South in the United States. Now, let's hear more from Ken Coleman, who is a Detroit historian, on this.
It was gentrification. It was one of the earliest gentrification processes that was carried out. Certainly in Detroit, but maybe throughout the nation.
So the dig is federally funded and will excavate about 20 feet to find out if there's any archaeological features that will be exposed with the work. So, but otherwise, I believe they're just going to reconstruct this interstate. But in the process, try to figure out if there's any historic artifacts or any historical archaeological features that will be exposed out of Detroit. So interesting story there. But that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. Y'all can follow me on socials at Morgan Media. That's MorganMedia. And for more news coverage, you can follow at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit us at BINnews.com. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan.
All right,
Peace, Morgan.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.